Big news has now arrived on Gunners. You want to know all the details, so follow me until the end of the video. But first, if you are in love with Arsenal, show your love and subscribe to THE channel now and turn on notifications. Here we post daily news and behind the scenes of the biggest club in THE Premier League, Arsenal. Thank you. Guardiola leaves Man City, Pochettino fired by Chelsea, how Arsenal can dominate the Premier League. Arsenal stands at the forefront of Premier League clubs poised to capitalize on the uncertainty of the upcoming season. The landscape of the Premier League is shifting, and 5 years ago, few would have predicted that Arsenal would only need one slip-up to give the Gunners a massive advantage on the final day of the season. However, that's precisely the case, and while the irony of needing a result from Tottenham on Tuesday night against Manchester City did not go unnoticed, the club's rise and subsequent establishment at the top have positioned Mikel Arteta's team perfectly. The next 12 months represent a significant period of change in the league landscape, and with Arsenal once again positioning themselves among the elite, they are better placed to face the future. Jurgen Klopp is leaving Liverpool at the end of the season, with an experimental appointment in Arne Slot to replace him. The Dutch coach has no experience outside the Netherlands and is taking a considerable step. He will work with some Dutch stars like Virgil van Dijk and Cody Gakpo, but there will be many uncertainties about the Reds' hopes for the future. Chelsea remains in a constant state of concern, and the calls for Mauricio Pochettino's dismissal have hardly subsided despite the improvement in form. While Chelsea may finish in European qualification spots, this will not save the Argentine coach. Another management change at the Blues is far from unlikely, putting the West London club in another transitional period. Then there are the expenditures that need to be offset by revenues, and soon. Lastly, Manchester City remains the biggest obstacle to Arsenal's dominance in the near future. However, Pep Guardiola's contract expires at the end of next season. The ongoing investigation into alleged 115 financial violations is also expected to reach its conclusion in the next 12 to 18 months. Whatever the outcome, losing the Premier League's greatest coach apart from Sir Alex Ferguson will be a significant blow, while the young and hungry Mikel Arteta of Arsenal will surely see the opportunity and push the Gunners into the uncertain void left behind. It's by no means a given that Arsenal will be the next dominant team in England or that clubs like Liverpool and Man City will disappear in the coming years. Arsenal will have to remain competitive on the field and incredibly precise and strategic off it to capitalize on the game's changes. For now, they are keeping their fingers crossed for the end of the season to go their way. However, if not, the future indeed looks very bright. In a surprising turn of events, the confirmation of Kylian Mbappe's transfer to Arsenal emerges amid a £60 million salary issue. The YouTube sensation, IShowSpeed, has revealed that Kylian Mbappe will join Arsenal this summer. Kylian Mbappe is a name that every European club would love to sign this summer, especially after announcing his departure from Paris Saint-Germain. The forward has informed PSG that he will not extend his stay at the Ligue 1 champions, making him a free agent when his contract expires. Speculations about his future have been swirling for some time, but there is still no confirmed agreement. Real Madrid is the top contender to sign the French international due to their ability to meet his astronomical salary demands. Mbappe reportedly earned over £5 million per month over the last 2 years at PSG, totaling over £60 million annually. His salary demands automatically ruled out a move to the Premier League, with Arsenal, Liverpool, and Manchester United only tentatively linked. However, according to YouTube sensation IShowSpeed, the 25-year-old will reject a move to the Spanish giants to join Arsenal in what would be one of the Gunners' biggest deals in history. While watching Fabrizio Romano inform his 24.4 million subscribers that Mbappe is set to join Real Madrid, the YouTuber suggested that these news are far from the truth and claimed that he would move to North London instead. "He's not going to Real Madrid, he's not. I promise you," he said. "Don't ask me how I know, but he's not. Trust me. I have the Real insight. Trust me." He continued, "I'm going to tell all of you where he's going. Don't ask me how I know, but mark my words, he's not going to Real Madrid. And he's going to Arsenal. You heard it here first, you heard it from me." While the idea of Mbappe joining forces with Mikel Arteta is exciting, it's nearly impossible to believe the social media sensation. The exits of young players from Arsenal are explained amidst criticisms of Mikel Arteta, with Reuell Walters being the latest to depart. The recent youth exodus from Arsenal has been contextualized amidst significant changes expected at the club soon. Reuell Walters is set to leave the club this summer after turning down a contract offer from Arsenal, as reported by Football.London. Walters has yet to make his senior competitive debut, despite some friendly matches and inclusions in the squad under Mikel Arteta's management, but it appears he will depart with the future of Amarillo Cozier-Duberry also uncertain. He joins a line of highly rated prospects who have failed to make it to North London, as Walters' departure aligns with names like Miguel Aziz, Bradley Ibrahim, Marcelo Flores, Zek Medley, Kohan Bramall, Jeff Rain Adelaide, Chuba Akpom, and the list goes on. These players, among many others, have either just started life outside the club or experienced a mix of successes and failures after leaving North London. The news of Walters' exit, initially reported by The Athletic, has sparked frustration once again and reopened discussions about youth promotion under Arteta. This is a topic I've addressed before, and while I agree that more could be done, there are several contradictions in the arguments criticizing the club, as well as a lack of context. Arteta could have given the players more chances, such as when they defeated RC Lens 5-0 at home, or snubbed then-substitute Cozier-Duberry on the last day of last season, in a high-scoring victory over Wolves. However, as Arsenal climbed the table and established themselves as successive title contenders, the question remains, where and how to give more chances to these youngsters. The second half of the season, in particular, saw much improved physicality, resulting in senior players flooding the bench, unlike previous campaigns. Specifically regarding Walters, Arsenal's senior defenders are, with all due respect, considerably above the youth players in terms of quality. Playing him in a Premier League game just to say he debuted could have been costly for him and the team. It's not worth the risk. A fairer examination of Arsenal's youth system shows that the level of quality hasn't necessarily produced enough players to warrant opportunities. Ethan Nwaneri stands out among his peers, with Miles Lewis-Skelly another hopeful. There's also 16-year-old forward Chido Obi-Martin and 14-year-old Max Dowman, both receiving much attention, but they remain too young to consider pushing them into the senior setup. However, the chances of a graduate from the junior academy making it to the country's elite clubs are exceptionally slim, and Arsenal currently has 4, Bukayo Saka, Emile Smith-Rowe, Rice Nelson, and Eddie Nketiah in the squad. Arsenal has given chances to players like Alex Iwobi, Joe Willock, Folarin Balogun, and provided loans for the latter duo, which helped the trio earn the club over £80 million. More sales are expected this summer, with more pure profit to be gained as a result. This will open up more spots in the squad, which will be filled to a greater extent by summer transfers, but there will also be room for internal promotion. There are two other key points specifically related to opportunities and loans. There's always a clamor for some players to get a loan and gain senior experience, but a point that is rarely talked about is that the biggest youth successes like Saka, Phil Foden, Trent Alexander-Arnold, and so on were never loaned out. They were promoted directly to the first team, and the other side also ties into this, which is what remaining in the U21s or U18s does for a player: learn the ways of your existing club. Understand the philosophy and what's expected of you. Frankly, dropping down to lower leagues can give you valuable experience and help you acclimate a bit to the rigors of senior football, but it won't prepare you in any way to start playing for Arsenal's first team from a stylistic standpoint. Then there's always the chance that a loan can backfire, and looking at Charlie Patino at Blackpool and then Swansea City, there's little evidence to suggest he can take a step forward. That said, Serge Gnabry didn't have a great time at West Brom, and now look, there are always potential anomalies, but that's very rarely the case. However, Arsenal is now in the best position, with more recruitment and reinforcement expected in the summer, to give more opportunities to its top talents. The upcoming season will be a year of evaluating youth progression, as the club is taking further steps in terms of transfer to improve the squad and has recently done so with the acquisition of Braden Clark, with more expected to come in.